Shemai! Today I'm going to do a review of Shirley Jackson's We Have Always Lived in the Castle. Now bear with me because I'm not very good at book reviews. This is the second one but the first fiction one on this channel, and it's probably not going to go very well. I've already made 2 attempts and yeah, we shall see. So this book revolves around Merricat and Constance and Uncle Julian, and the mystery that is that Constance was what's the word? Still can't remember the word. Basically, people think she killed their family and live up in the castle. It's not a castle, it's like this mansion-y big house thing, and they seclude themselves from the villagers because the villagers hate them. And they've got this very weird relationship as a family, and the character of Merricat is very, very odd. She's 18 but she acts more like an 8-year-old, and yes, I cannot really do this book justice because I love it so much, which probably isn't very wise considering that I'm doing a book review. Never mind. So when I first started reading it, I was a bit, I don't really know what to expect. I'll read you the back now, but it was also because it's a modern classic and I've only ever really read like Great Gatsby before, that's a modern classic, and I didn't enjoy it. I didn't really understand it, but I was a bit younger and so I'm hoping to reread that one soon. But I'll read you the back now, and I didn't really know what to expect from it. So, living in the Blackwood family home with only her sister Constance and her Uncle Julian for company, Merricat, or rather Mary Catherine, just wants to preserve their delicate way of life. And it is a very delicate way of life. They're very, very like routined, and it's just, what is going on? But ever since Constance was acquitted of murdering the rest of the family, the world isn't leaving the Blackwoods alone, and when cousin Charles arrives, what an interesting character. What a knob. Armed with overtures of friendship and a desperate need to get into the safe, Merricat must do everything in her power to protect the remaining family. So yeah, I didn't really know what to expect from it. It didn't really sound like my kind of book, but I now love it and I want to reread it, and when I was reading it I didn't want to stop. It was kind of like one of those predicaments where you're really enjoying it, the pace is really good, you're loving the characters, you're loving the plot line, and then it ends and you're like, no, I need more. But just the oddities of the family, like all the little routines that they have, just make the mystery so much crazier. So Constance is about 10 years older than Mary Catherine, and she kind of like treats her like a daughter sometimes. Like there's things that Merricat just can't do. She's not allowed, like she's not allowed past this gate, or she's not allowed that far into the village. She's only allowed in the village on certain days. But we realise later on that it's kind of like, all along you kind of think that it's Constance making these rules for Mary Catherine, but then towards the end you're like, wait, is Mary Catherine making those rules for herself? And yeah, the relationship between her and her sister is very kind of like motherly daughterly, because yeah, Constance is about 10 years older than her, and it's just, oh. And the way that Merricat acts, she's 18 but she acts more like an 8-year-old, but it's just, it's crazy. Like she's such an interesting character with so many little intricacies, and she, wow, just there's not, I get very speechless about books, and that's not very good considering I'm doing a booktube channel. So my best thing that I could say would be just to read it. If you love a bit of mystery, if you love a bit of wacky characters and amazing writing, that's the big thing, is that the writing is really good. Like, it's simple but it's so intriguing, and she makes you really, really connect to the character, but also there's that barrier of, why is she like this? I cannot get into her brain properly. Like, you do not know what she's going to do next, and that's something that I love. Now, in the back of this copy there is an afterword by Joyce Carol Oates, and she talks about how Merricat has kind of like witch-like qualities. So in the book she hides things, she buries things to kind of have protection against certain aspects of life, and I never considered that to be witch-like. I hadn't really thought about it. I just thought she was being a bit odd, very childlike more than anything. But after reading Joyce Carol Oates' interpretation of the character of Merricat, I then still had more questions, and I think that's something that I love about reading is that no matter how many different opinions you can get, you still have A, your opinion, and B, more questions, because you're never going to be fully satisfied by an answer. You're like, but what if, and that whole imagination is just something that really, really interests me, and something that I never want to lose. I love my imagination, and I love reading other people's imagination in words that just are amazing. So kind of in theme with that idea of interpretations and ideas, the word for the day is ideas. In Welsh it is syniadau, and in French it is les idées. So thank you very much for watching this review of We Have Always Lived in the Castle. I'm sorry, Shirley, that I didn't do your book justice, but I love it so much I cannot do it justice. I can only advise that everyone read it because it is just beautiful. I will definitely be reading more of this woman's work because she's just fab. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you when I see you. Hwyl!